Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the second in the beginner series of Insurgency Sandstorm, and today I'm going to show you a very important trick that you need to understand before you even touch your loadouts. If you go ahead and build your loadouts and you don't understand what I'm about to show you, it could take you a lot longer to get into the game, to understand what loadouts should be where, and you might find, as I did, you'll get very frustrated when your loadouts are missing or don't turn up. And there's a very important reason why that is, and we are about to reveal the secrets for you today. Hope it helps. Let's do it. So when I first started the game, it seemed fairly straightforward. Build a loadout, pick the match you want, whether it be co-op or versus, and get into it. And then what happened is you will come to this screen here, and the loadout that you've just built, even if you know how to build a preset, is missing. And you go, oh golly gosh, my goodness, what happened to my loadout? Oh, silly game. Or if the people that know me very well and have been with me a while know that my language would be a heck of a lot more colourful than that. But anyway, it is very frustrating when you get into a game and your loadout is missing. And as a new player, it took me a while to figure out why. And I've got to say thanks to Mikey, who helped with this, and a number of people online who had tutorials. And we kind of, through all of that, we kind of figured out what was going on. And I think it's very important for me to share with you today before we get into building a loadout for the first time. It's very important that you understand why this is going to happen, and it does relate to how to build a loadout. So it all sounds a bit mysterious, but it will make sense in a second. So here we are in the starting screen, and we're going to go over to customize here, and we're going to go to loadouts. Okay, now you will see there's a number of classes down the left hand side, and then there's a whole lot of menus down here. There's factions, day, night, versus, co-op, domination, etc. Now, before you build a loadout, you got to understand this right hand side of the screen, because what this is telling you is that you need a loadout for Insurgent, and you need a loadout for Insurgent at night and during the day. You need a loadout for security for night and day. Not only do you need both those loadouts for both those factions, depending on what you're going to play, what mode you're going to play, you're going to need separate loadouts for versus, you're going to need separate loadouts for co-op, separate loadouts for domination, and separate loadouts for survival. Now, again, with the co-op, you're going to need a loadout for insurgents and security. You're going to need a loadout for day and night for co-op. And if you don't do this, that's when you're going to get into a game and you're going to find that your loadout isn't there because you've only built so many loadouts and you didn't understand this clearly. And I've got to say that happened a number of times to me, and I was getting extremely frustrated, and I was sure that I was doing absolutely everything correctly, but I just did not understand this right hand side of the screen and how it worked. And so, G4 being G4 wants to share and make sure that you do not fall into the same problems that I did. And it took quite a while and a lot of head scratching, a lot of talking to figure this one out. Now, the smart way to do it is to figure out what game modes or game types you are going to play. Now, pretty much for me at the moment, being new to the game, I play in co-op and I play checkpoint, and that's all I play. So really all I need to do is I need to make 4 loadouts for the co-op game type. So that is an insurgents class that covers both one for day and one for night, and then a security class day and night for co-op. So that's 4 loadouts that I have to build straight out the bat to make sure that they're available when I need them. Now, and that's all based around the rifleman operator class. If you decide to go through and use another operator, well, obviously you got to repeat that process, another 4 for breacher, for instance, and so on and so forth. So I kind of get why this is, or on the face of it, looks complex, and it is complex to a degree. But once you understand what you have to do, it's pretty straightforward. And understand what the developers are trying to do. They're trying to give you as many options as possible for you to play the game. And obviously, you can have all these multiple loadouts for different operator classes, whether it be rifleman, breacher, whatever it might be, marksman, whatever, and you can call on them depending on the situation and their situation dependent. When you're out playing the game, you can chop and change between them. If one kind of operator and loadout isn't working for you, then you can change to another, etc., etc., and just depending on the maps you're playing and all that. But like I said at the start, if you don't know about this, and I haven't found anybody online that actually covered this or talked about this, or if it is there, it's not easy to find. So I wanted to put it out there so that before you even do a loadout and get into that frustrating loop and not understanding what the heck you're supposed to be doing, you know what this is all about and what the logic is behind that. And then once you do understand the logic, then it's very, very easy just to go ahead and know exactly what you need to get done. You can do those loadouts and then life goes on. So there you go, guys. That's how to solve your missing loadout problems. As I said in the start, I wanted to do this before I showed you how to make a loadout because I think it will save you time. Hopefully I have explained it clear enough. It was kind of difficult to get the message across, and that's why I like to show you on screen exactly what's going on. Hopefully I've cleared it up for you and you understand the logic behind it. I didn't, as a noob, and I got extremely frustrated with it. Hopefully you avoid that. If it has been useful, leave me a comment down below. If you have any other tips and tricks for Insurgency Sandstorm that I might have missed or I can cover or can add, please leave the comments down below. A like rating is always appreciated on the channel. It really does help Gaming for XP grow. And if you're not subscribed, consider hitting the red button. Have a look around. If you like what you see, come and be part of the family. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time on the channel. See ya!